high call series.
So the next type of plants, say, there are some plants which have very soft stem. Okay, so until now, if it is a tree, the trunk is very strong so that the plant can grow up into the air. Okay, shrubs also do the same thing. They're thin stems, but they are strong so that they can grow up into the air. Herbs are also the same. Okay, it's very tender, but they grow up in the air. But there are some kinds of plants which cannot grow up because their stem is very soft and it is not strong enough to grow up into the air. Okay, so they have soft stems. Okay, so the speciality of these plants are they have soft stems. They are weak also. They are soft stems and they are weak stems also. So because of these two reasons, they cannot grow up. Okay. So these kinds of plants can be of two types. Means some of these plants can grow up if we provide them a support. Okay. Some of these plants can grow if we provide them a support. Does it look at this picture? What is this picture? It's a pea plant, isn't it? Pea. Okay. So if we leave it, it will start to grow on the floor. But if we keep a pole there and if we make some arrangement for them to grow up, then definitely that will grow. Right? See, this is another picture. What is this? This is called a grapevine. Grapevine. Grapevine also, see the stem can be brownish in color, but that is not strong enough to make the plant grow like a tree or a shrub. Okay, so what do? Yes, we put some poles and we make some net kind of arrangement on top of this. Okay, so that the grapevine can grow up through the poles or the wire that we connect, right? So it grows up and it grows on the net kind of structure that we have kept over there. Okay, the plants will grow on top of that and the grapes are there, no? Yes, that will be found hanging there. See, look at the picture, we can see that. A grapevine, isn't it? We can see the grapevine there and yes, the grapes are also hanging there. Okay, so these kinds of plants with the soft and weak stems but can grow up with the help of a support are called climbers. Okay, right? So these kinds of plants which can grow up with a support is called climbers, right? But there are some other plants. See, what is that? It's a pumpkin plant. What is that? It's a pumpkin plant. Can a pumpkin plant grow up? Even if we give a support, it's impossible because it has very big fruits. Let it be pumpkin or let it be watermelon. So these kinds of plants, the problem is they have a very big fruits, and even if we provide them support, it's impossible because the fruits will be, when the fruits grow fuller, it will become big, it will be heavy, and the entire plant will come down. Or the plant cannot take the weight of this fruit and the fruit will fall down. Okay, so the huge plants like melons, all kind of melons, let it be muskmelon, let it be watermelon, or okay, let it be pumpkins. Okay, so these kinds of plants can grow on the floor, on the ground, and they cannot grow up even if we provide them with a support. Okay, so these kinds of plants are known as creepers. What do we call them? Creepers, right? So these are another two varieties of plants, right? So in the first category, we saw about trees, we saw about shrubs, we saw about herbs. So they were the plants which can grow into the air. Okay, it can grow up on the earth because they have a strong stem. Even though they are soft, they are strong stems. But when we come to these kinds of plants, the stems are very soft and weak. Okay, so the speciality of these kinds of plants are they have a soft and weak stems, and these plants cannot grow up into the air, right? But some of these plants like a pea or a grapevine can grow up if we provide them with the support, right? So they have fruits, but the fruits are not that big and huge to make the and structure collapse or make the plant fail even if we provide them with support. Okay, so such kinds of plants like pea, grapevine, etc. are called climbers because they can climb up. They can climb up if we provide them with a support. Okay, now there are some other plants like pumpkins, melons and all. They cannot be grown as a creeper, sorry, as a climber. Why? Because their biggest problem is that they have a big fruits. Okay, the fruits that come on that are big and heavy, and even if we provide them with the support, because of the heavy weight of the fruits, the entire things can collapse. Okay, so such kinds of plants we cannot grow on a support, and such plants are known as creepers. Okay, so climbers are the plants which can be grown up using some support, and the creepers are some plants that grow on the earth, right? Now there are some other kinds of plants also. The speciality of these plants are they have thorns on that. What do you mean by thorns? What do you mean by thorns? Yeah, we know. The pointed, sharp-edged stem kind of a thing that we can see on the plants, isn't it? Yes, they are called thorns. See, there is a plant called cactus. See, look at this. So this is a cactus. Okay, and the speciality of this plant is that this plant grows in the deserts. So we know plants need water to grow, isn't it? For example, if we grow some plants at home and if we do not water them daily, what will happen? Yeah, after 3 or 4 days, the plants will die, isn't it? Yes. So that means plants need water to grow. Plants need water to grow. So, is there any source of water in the deserts? Deserts are huge, vast, dry lands, isn't it? Full of sand, and there won't be any water available there. Even if there is some water available, it won't be huge. Okay, so cactus is a thorny plant, and this is a plant that grows in the desert region, right? So see, it doesn't have a separate stem, leaves and all. The stem itself is in the shape of a leaf, you see. And there are spines on that, there are spikes on that, you see. What is that? Yeah, we can see thorns on that, isn't it? Huh? Then, see this plant, what is it? A rose plant, isn't it? A rose. We know it very well that yes, a rose plant has thorns in that, isn't it? Rose plant has thorns. So plants like a cactus or rose, etc., which have thorns on that are called thorny plants. So plants like cactus and rose, which has thorns on the parts of the plants, are known as thorny plants. And why do plants have thorns? Why do plants have thorns? Plants have thorns basically for the purpose of protection. Protection. Okay, see, we have seen cactus. We'll have a look at the cactus once again. See, cactus. This is cactus plant, isn't it? See, the leaf-like structure is fleshy inside. It has something like a jelly kind of a thing inside, which has a lot of water in that. Okay, which has a lot of water in that. Now, the animals like a camel and the other kind of animals who live in the desert region, they will come and eat these plants. Eat these plants. So they will take a bite of the leaf, and the remaining part of the leaf will be remaining there. In the heat of the sun, the plants will dry off. Okay. So the cactus plants actually need some kind of protection from the animals like a camel from being eaten. So all varieties of a cactus, almost all varieties of a cactus that we can find in the desert regions have thorns on that. Rose, we know rose is one of the most beautiful flowers in the world, isn't it? Yes. And whenever we find a rose flower, we will have a feeling to go and pluck it. Huh? We want to go and pluck it as soon as possible because it has thorns, isn't it? So the thorns on the plants like a cactus and a rose, which are known as thorny plants, are something that actually helps the plants to protect themselves. Right? So thorny plants, the plants have thorns for the self-protection. Right? Now,